Hello Gemini, I am Kay and welcome to Mona Lisa Tarot. Today I'm going to be doing a weekly reading for the sign of Gemini from today, which is Saturday, September the 3rd through September 9th. Now, Gemini, if you want any information about how to send donations if you're so inclined, or what decks I use, or the weekly schedule that I'm going to attempt on this channel, then that's all in the description box below. I'll be using Tarot of the Witches today for this weekly Celtic Cross reading. Please remember that gender is relevant in tarot and that this may be applying to your energy or someone on your mind, in your thoughts, or in your energy. So feel free to flip roles and reverse positions as necessary. Let's think of what else I should say here. If the reading doesn't resonate with you, I would say to look at your other readings or other placements. However, this is a very new channel. In fact, this is my first day recording and putting readings online. So please be gentle with me. I might be a little bit awkward or nervous at first as I get used to this new venture, but I would like to start interacting with some of you guys. Feel free to leave comments or feedback, and hopefully we'll all grow together and my channel will grow as well. So if you do like the video or the reading, please like, share, subscribe, and or hit the notification bell so that you'll be notified of my future uploads. That is amazing, okay? I was thinking I did the same thing with Aries or some other sign where I forgot to pull their card before I did my 7 shuffles, and so I flipped this over Gemini to say I'm going to look for the lovers for Gemini, and when it was right on the bottom. Now that's cool. That's cool. See, I don't believe in coincidence. So, alright, we're going to get started and see what Spirit has to say about the week ahead for you. Just a little side note, I actually have a Gemini moon, so even though I'm a Cancer, I do a lot of my emotional processing in a sort of Gemini type of way, meaning I tend to intellectualize my feelings. Not a good or a bad thing, it is what it is. But being a Cancer, a lot of people expect me to be very moody and emotional and needy and all the bad things that people say about Cancers. However, I do tend to be very in my head about a lot of things and have a lot of air type qualities to the way I relate, with the way that I relate to others. So I identify with you guys a lot. Now, for the overall energy of the reading, we have the Tower, Aries, Scorpio energy, major arcana for Capricorn, or excuse me, nope, the Tower I just said, Aries, Scorpio. I'm so sorry, I was thinking of the Devil in my head. See, I'm already making some mistakes, but I'm human. Gotta start somewhere. So, Spirit, please show me the challenge or obstacle for Geminis this week. Okay, we got the Queen of Swords that fell out. Sometimes I take them when they fall on the floor. Other times I don't. I just kind of trust my intuition to tell me. And I'm choosing to go with the Queen of Swords. Air energy, I see it as being cardinal where the queens go. So for me, that would be Libra. However, it can also apply to your own energy, Gemini, or Aquarius, of course. And it doesn't have to be any of those, and it doesn't have to be a person or a female. Take it as it resonates. It could just be an energy. So we've got Queen of Swords as the challenge or obstacle. Now I'm looking for your goal or highest possible outcome. Spirit, okay. Another major arcana, we have the Hanged Man, Pisces energy. Spirit, please show me what is below Gemini. What energy do they currently have to use? And we've got the 5 of Swords. Aquarius energy. I always name the signs. Please keep in mind it doesn't always have to be significant. It may or may not be, but I do like to point those out for those who are interested. Spirit, please show me recent past for Gemini. Recent past. What is behind them? Okay. I'm not going to take that one because 2 of them landed face down on the floor. Just like my other deck, this one's a little bit slippery. Whoa. I'm not going to take that either because I didn't even start shuffling yet. Sorry, this is a little messy, Gemini. But I've got a lot of energy, a lot of nervous energy right now, so I'm going to just try to take a couple of breaths here, reconnect with source and my own energy. Okay. A little hyped up. Just had a coffee date with my spiritual mentor. Okay. Third major arcana to come out already. We've got the Hermit, Virgo energy for recent past. Spirit, please show me what's before Gemini and your near future. Future card for near Gemini, or near future card for Gemini, please. Okay. Now, just a little side note too, sometimes I like to show what I'm doing. When I have a deck that while I'm shuffling specifically flips over, then flips back, and then flips over again, I do sometimes take 2 cards for one position. I know that that may not be standard or traditional, but I see it as Spirit telling me that there are 2 particular cards that best reflect the energy involved. So in the future position there, we have the Seven of Swords with the Fool, and of course I will get into the explanations of what these things may mean to you, Gemini, this coming week, after all the cards are on the table. So please show me Gemini's approach or outlook this week, Spirit. Ooh. Okay, wow, look at you. The Empress, another major arcana. I see that as Libra, Taurus energy because Venus being the planet, ruling planet of the card. However, it doesn't have to, and it's your approach or outlook, Gemini. So you are showing as the Empress there. So congratulations on that. Now, for what's in your house or environment, we have the Six of Cups, minor arcana, Scorpio energy. And that's not yours, it's in someone, people, places, or events around you in your environment. Now we're going to look at hopes and fears. Hopes and fears for Gemini, please. Spirit, please show me a card for Gemini. Hopes and fears, thank you. This is unusual. I usually get maybe 3 or 4 major arcana cards for a reading. However, now this is already going to be number 1, 2, 3, 4. This is the 6th major arcana card to pop up, and it's Virgo Gemini energy. So that's the Magician there in our hopes and fears. And Spirit, please show me final outcome. Keep in mind, disclaimer, tarot is for entertainment purposes only, therefore outcomes are not set. Free will is always at play. Final outcome, and we've got the Ace of Pentacles, or in this deck it's called the Ace of Coins. Okay. So give me just a moment here to meditate on these cards and get a general feel for your reading. Okay, Gemini, with the Tower being your overall energy, the Tower is seen as a sudden, often shocking, or perhaps even potentially catastrophic event or realization. So something major has happened that has perhaps broken up a foundation of something for you or someone close to you who's very near in your energy. This could be anything from losing a spouse to your son going to jail. I mean, a natural disaster, anything that you can think of like that. With the obstacle or challenge being the Queen of Swords, I see that potentially this disaster or realization that caused some type of shock to you was not, there's some lack of clarity about it. And in the Queen of Swords energy, there's an attempt to get to the root of the issue, to slice through all the bullshit and figure out sort of why this happened or even how to move forward with it. Then for the goal or the highest possible outcome of the situation, with the Hanged Man there and Pisces energy, of course there are many different interpretations for this card. Or I should say a few, not necessarily many, but I'm picking up here and in the goal position that it is talking about a new perspective, seeing the light about something from a different angle. We'll leave that there for now. For the energy below you or beneath you, what's already sort of yours to use, we have the Five of Swords. You may be in a state of sort of surrender or defeat. It's also possible that you could be sabotaging something around you, sort of like a self-sabotage type of energy. Maybe it's because this tower happened and you're just uncertain, so you sort of feel like, you're in a war zone and you're taking a position of, if you look at the card in the Rider-Waite deck, there's a guy who he's looking kind of smug, like he might have just won a battle, but the war is still going on, so the war isn't won yet. So it's kind of a conflicted, defeated sort of energy. If that's what you're feeling right now, Gemini, I'm not here to give you advice or whatnot, but I will say that for the overall feel of the spread and looking at all the cards, and we will get there, that don't let that discourage you, because so it looks like in the recent past with the Hermit, Virgo energy, you found yourself in a place where some might call it the dark night of the soul. That's a little bit over dramatic for me right now. I think it was more just a withdrawing a little bit, because Gemini, there's a tendency to be very communicative and fast thinking and to connect with others. However, you may have felt like in the recent past you had to sort of go within and search for your own inner wisdom, or perhaps wisdom from the divine. You may have been studying, researching something, like if a good example would be me with my Gemini moon. I had a lot of struggles with my second husband, and I couldn't figure out what was going on, and I wasn't really familiar with the psychological or psychiatric concept of narcissism. I had only heard about the old Greek myth, so I began Googling phrases such as, why does my husband say he loves me but he doesn't want anything to do with me, sort of things, and I came up with, I started learning about narcissism. So it's given me that kind of vibe. Something that occurred, caused you to go within and to do some research also about what was happening to you. In the near future, we have the Fool, Major Arcana. I've heard it be attributed to both Aries and Aquarius. For me, it is more of an Aquarius type of card. It's paired with the Seven of Swords, however, a little bit of a red flag, and you can see this card is literally red, which, I don't often take note of colors and readings, but that just kind of came to me, so I said it. I can see you taking a leap of faith, in the sense, not necessarily being even completely prepared for it in a logistical way, but just deciding that you're going to go for it, whatever this is. But with the Seven of Swords, with the Fool, I usually get a very carefree energy, like not only am I going to take this leap of faith, but I'm almost going to be kind of flamboyant about it. I mean, in this deck, and even in the Rider-Waite, he's dressed sort of colorfully, got kind of that clown, juggler, jester vibe. But paired with the Seven of Swords, Gemini, I'm seeing that as you perhaps not telling other people about this leap of faith or what you're going to do. And I don't want to use the word sneaking because that has a very negative connotation, but let's face it, the Seven of Swords is generally not the most sunshine and rainbows, fluffy, happy card anyway. Okay, so I see you perhaps taking this new direction in a very strategic way, where you might even have to kind of go sideways to where not everyone's aware of this move that you're going to make. Whether it's a physical relocation, a change of job, leaving a relationship, starting a new one, however that resonates for you. Gemini, with your outlook or approach being the Empress, that's about growth. It can represent fertility, if you identify as female, and it could just be about nurturing others And, well, I was going to say, okay, so I'm not going to get into the political ramifications of gender identity. What I was going to say is if you're female, it could even indicate pregnancy, but then I said identify as female, and that just doesn't make sense for me to say that. So let me back up a little bit and take my foot out of my mouth. Showing up as the Empress, you're all 4 queens in the deck. So you have the Pentacles, you have earthly or practical stability or security. You've got the Wand, so you've got the passion, creativity, and the drive. You've got the Cups, so you've got the love and the giving, nurturing, the sweetness, the kindness, the emotional component. And you've also got the Swords, so you've got, they're not pictured, so you've got the intellect and the mental capacity to achieve whatever you want. And the Empress is basically the highest position, along with the Emperor, that you can raise to in the deck. So you're feeling yourself, Gemini, in a good way. The Empress generally isn't arrogant. She's very nurturing, and so it's about fertility and growth, and if you're beyond childbearing years, just growth in general, planting seeds around you and just watching things sort of take off under your care. Now, in your house or environment with the 6 of Cups, someone, so this again is not your energy, it's around you. There's a reunion of sorts or reconciliation, perhaps some nostalgia for a past, happier, simpler time. Someone maybe, reconnecting with an old friend or lover. It can also talk about someone coming to present a gift to someone else, that type of thing. So if that applies, then that'll make sense to you here. Moving on to your hopes and fears, the Magician. I like this card here because for me sometimes it's hard to intuitively connect with how a card can represent both a hope and a fear. For instance, like with the 9 of Swords, how is that a hope? It's about anxiety and nightmares and so forth. But I digress. The Magician, there's 2 sides to it, of course, and it's upright, it's not in the reverse. So I don't see it speaking about black magic or manipulation or anything like that. But it's saying, having the ability to manifest whatever you desire and whatever you choose to manifest. Of course, where the fear part comes in is the old adage of be careful what you wish for, because you just might get it. So it's almost like you have this power to create your reality however you want to, Gemini, but there's a little bit of fear inherent in that, of what you may choose to create and how that might work out for you. And as a final outcome, we have the Ace of Coins in this deck. Also the Ace of Pentacles is what it's known as in traditional tarot. That's about an offer from the divine for something that's very stable, something that's, it's a chance at a new beginning, for security, could even indicate material gain, a new start, toward building up your material assets is what I'm trying to say. But if it has nothing to do with money, it could even be in the start of a new relationship where you feel secure, and somebody provides a safe place for you, or a new friendship that does the same. So that type of energy. The Ace of Pentacles I like aces in general, but especially if you're the type of person, Gemini, who may have felt ungrounded or unstable at times, especially with this Tower being your overall energy. This is saying that, in the final outcome here coming up, there is an opportunity for rebuilding or starting a completely new tower from the ground up, and establishing more of like a grounded base that you can feel stable from. I'm going to pull as a bonus the 5 cards from the bottom of the deck for what you don't see coming, and I haven't seen these yet either. We've got the Page of Pentacles, or coins in this deck, which is sort of the student card. It can also talk, it's a little known meaning, it can talk about divination or magic. So, if you're interested in some esoteric methods of obtaining information, which obviously maybe you are on some level because you're watching a tarot reading, but it can show the evidence or the including of that in your life or your reality. The Page of Pentacles is also someone who may be coming forth with some news or some information, again, about stability or security, because it's back to the Suit of Pentacles, even financial perhaps. I'm seeing it as being connected there, just like I did in one of the other readings. There was a Knight of Pentacles. Well, in this one we've got the Page. So I can almost see it's like he's holding that pentacle there. It might be related to a youth, age 25 or younger. So if you have a child that may be an earth sign, Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn, that may be significant to you. Next we've got the Ace of Swords. That's about all aces are about new beginnings in a sense, but this one comes with some type of truth being revealed or mental clarity. I also see it as being an indication of communication coming here for you, Gemini. I know swords can often be about communication, but I don't always see the Ace of Swords that way. However, I am seeing that or feeling that for you on this particular occasion in this reading. Then we've got the Four of Pentacles. Capricorn energy. The Four of Pentacles talks about holding on to what you have. It can be seen as sort of a withholding or greedy energy, but it can also be just kind of not wanting to let something go. And the intentions may be good, but just holding on to something that makes you feel secure. Next we've got the Star, which looks very similar to the Ace of Pentacles in this deck, really, or Ace of Coins, I should say. But regardless, that kind of stood out to me. The Star is Aquarius energy, so more of your sister air sign there, or brother, whatever the case may be. Hope and healing, perhaps even a wish being granted. Some people see it as being a possible indication that you could soon be in the public eye, or something that you're doing may become known amongst others. I'm not really picking up too much of that vibe though here. Let's face it, a lot of celebrities aren't going to probably be watching this, but yeah, I'm getting more of that healing kind of vibe, like having faith and hope. And then the fifth card, final card at the bottom of the deck, what you don't see coming, Gemini, is emotional fulfillment on a community level. And by community, I don't mean your neighborhood, although it could be. It's saying, whereas the Nine of Cups would indicate personal wish fulfillment and happiness, this indicates that in communion with another individual or group of individuals. So happy family life, happy relationship, marriage, anything that you could probably imagine, Gemini, involving connecting others or your emotions, that's going to bring you happiness. So that's what I have for you today. Maybe a little repetitive, but I just want to state again, this is a new channel, so please bear with me as I make adjustments and tweaks to my format, my schedule, different things, see what works best for me, and I hope to grow with you as a family and a community. Please check the description box below, again, for any information needed about this channel or myself, and thank you for your time and attention. I'll see you soon, Gemini.